What's up, guys? We are going back into Shadows of the Dragon King and War Goddess for an all mission clear, level 4. Uh, so no continues, no KOs, clear within 5 turns. And again, it's a Demon Human Dragon Reaper with a break gauge, weak to, well, neutral to everything, weaker to ice. So it's locked to ice units though, so that kind of works out. But we're using the new free Raegan. I farmed him up to EX3 and level 130, so he'll be our main damage dealer here. He could probably solo cap this with the right gear. I kind of tried to restrict gearing, tried to avoid too much Clash of Wills gear, or we are using a Dark Vision sword on him and one piece of Clash of Wills gear and a premium vision card, but yeah, so he's here for damage. Axstar's here for the break gauge and as a chain bot with Raegan. Celeste is here for her dragon killer, ice support, and magic tanking. I know Fravia, we're getting some ice amp from Fravia, but if you don't have Fry, if you're using Yish as a breaker, Celeste can give a 45 amp to everyone. Now, you don't get the field, so you probably want to gear your other damage dealers, well, Axstar and Elena, as best as you can. I did play around with this a little bit. Fry in the shift form, I mean, we're doing base form damage with her, just for that, one burst of stored magic. But she can do, in the shift form, about 4 billion, chaining with Raegan, 3.5 to 4 billion, chaining Absolute Mirror of Equity with Raegan. And Axstar, his shifted LB, uncrowned, can do about 1.5 to 2 billion. I mean, just chaining, when he's geared, he does, a few 100 million. But you can get some damage out of his shifted LB if you need to. So there's that as an option. I mean, he's hard to gear for these races, but anyway. So yeah, back to Celeste, Magic Tank, Dragon Killer, stat buffs, ice support. Fravia's here is our breaker. If you don't have Fravia, use Yish. If you don't have either of them, not sure what to tell you. You'd probably have to do a longer clear. It could probably be done within 5 turns, but if you need to see that clear where you're only getting 85 breaks or something, let me know in the comments and I'll try to make a video for that. But for now, we're just using Fry. And she's here for a sword in peril. Elena, NVA, is here for human and demon killer, some resistances, and backup sword in peril in case you don't have Fry. So, but yeah, we'll go through gearing real quick. I want to point out, I do have the boosted damage to break gauge broken enemies learned on Ashura and Bahamut. So, you could probably get by with it only being on Raegan. But anyway. So Raegan, again, tried to limit the high-end gear. Hopefully you have at least one of these chest pieces that's around like 150 attack. That's all he's getting out of this one. If you have Titus's garb, I'd say put that on him. Like I said, he could probably solo cap if you were using that. And just, pretty basic materials for the killers. And Cogs card. Just, if you don't have Cogs card, use your best card and just try to make up the LB damage somewhere else. But around 12.2k attack, 400% true dual wield, max killers, max LB damage. So there we go. Axstar, just dual wielding katanas in the base form, full evasion, some MP and MP cost reduction from the card. That's really all he needs. Naked in the shift form. Like I said, I mean, his shifted LB is triple bolting strike, so you could chain that with Elena if you're coming up short on damage. Yeah, it can do a decent amount. And again, mine's not crowned, but you can work out the rotation to do his, if you have type of spirit, you could just do his break gauge ability twice, and then his LB mod, which lasts 3 turns, and then do Typhus of Spirit turn 2. So you'd have, and it's a 2-hit, his shifted LB, so that's, what? 100 mod, and if you have, you know, Titus's Garb, that's another 100 for him. If you crowned him, that'd be, you know, it changes the modifier to 50 times, so basically 100 from that. But anyway, yeah, like I said, we don't need it, but that's an option if you need a little more damage. Celeste, base form, just 100% resist to everything. The bosses and perils are only 100%, and we're getting 100 resist from Elena. Then shift form, just full evasion. So, yeah, that's it. If you are going past turn 3, I would say bulk her up a little better. And, you know, she doesn't, for this, she doesn't need passive provoke. If you're going past turn 3, you would either want to passive provoke or active provoke with her and just bulk her up to take the fixed damage. Fravia, base form, kind of pretty budget gear for the most part. Roberta's card for some killers. And she's max demon, max human, 275 dragon, and max reaper with this gear. It's all free units, STMR, or actually, it's at the Final Fantasy VII Remake Aerith's STMR. I forget. She was old enough. Hopefully you have it for some true double hand. But there we go. Then shift form, just full evasion. And Elena, base form, just her own TMR or STMR, so she can triple cast. And then shift form, preemptive LB fill, and full evasion. Alright, so we will get into it. So Raegan, this turn, doesn't have anything to do. And again, if you were doing Axstar shifted LB to chain with Elena and chaining Mirror of Equity with Fravia and Raegan, you would need to punch with Raegan 3 times just to get rid of the break gauge all the way if you're doing Raegan's LB mod skill. But just a triple cast of Lethal Mind when he has Katanas equipped gets rid of the break gauge. So there we go. Raegan from the guard. Celeste in the shift form. Going to Dragon Slayer for the killer. Life devoted to the opera for some LB fill. And that has a 100 dragon killer on it if you don't have her EX3. So that's better than nothing. And then Protectia is the last cast. Elena can put up General Knit with protection of the Azure Crystal, and then Crystal Refrag for the resistances. Then Fravia can On Guard, Pressure, and then Flick for the Sword Imperil. It's a little damage there on Raegan, but he's fine with the mitigations and guarding. So Fravia this turn can just Frost Blossom twice and then Insistence. Elena can shift it LB for the killers. Celeste can go to the base form. She can put up cover and then just heal a little. X-Star doesn't have anything to do this turn. And Raegan can... Does he need LB fill? No. So he can just, I'll sever fate with this Gunblade for the LB mod. Alright, so Fravia will quad Bolting Strike. The chain shouldn't break. I know we're only getting a triple cast out of Elena, but she is going to just whatever. Now, if you didn't have Fravia for a Sword in Peril, you would want to start with Piercing Prism, but we already have a Sword in Peril in place, so we'll just play to Salvation 3 times. Axstar can just do any of his Mirror of Equity skills 3 times. I'm assuming. I don't think any of these like Dispel or something. Raegan can SLB, Celeste can Shift and LB for us. So there's our stat buff and LB damage buff. So we will go ahead and start with the back row and then just send the front row. So 13.4, that really wasn't that big of an overkill. Kind of surprised. So, did I screw something up there with Raegan? Is there an LB mod on one of his MBUs or something? Anyway, that seemed like a pretty low roll on him, which is weird since he's not using a bit, you know, he's got one-handed weapons on. But anyway, there's an alternate clear, kind of showcasing the new Raegan. So just for giggles, I do want to see what difference Titus's garb makes on Raegan. Anywhere so we can fit in some multi-killers from this. Change this over to dual wield. Give him some clash gear. Need not that. Not that. Oh, I forget the name of the material. Dual form. That's the 100%. Oh, which I think that other one gave 100% anyway. Kind of expected his attack to jump a little bit more than that. Do we have any higher attack true double hand materia? No, I think that's the best we have for true dual wield. What would this do? Ooh, not good things. That gives him flat attack. What does this do for him? Demon Killer and dual wield boost. Okay, so we need that for the Demon Killer. Where's he at on Dragon Killer? Okay, so we need some Dragon Killer too. Let me double check, make sure there's no... No, it's just an imbue and amp. Okay, well, anyway. I guess while we're at it, try to bump her damage up a little bit. Yeah, nah, screw it. We'll just go with boosting Raegan. A little higher attack and extra LB mod. So we'll just go through this. We'll break, flick, and or mod, flick, and break. And it can give us mitigations. Celeste can give us killers, LB fill, and protect. Guard Raegan. And Axstar can get rid of the break gauge. So Ice Amp and Store, Mannequin LB, Axstar can wait, Raegan can LB mod, Celeste can cover, and actually we just need cover. And Axstar can triple mirror of equity. We can SLB Raegan. Celeste can shift an LB. Chain with Elena. And chain with Fry. Is ice broken? Offense broken? Yeah, okay. So let's see what this does. I'd expect a bit more damage. 18, okay. So, like I said, I have a feeling if he's geared well enough, you can just solo this. Yeah. It's the boss has 13.2 billion, and Raegan did 14.3. So, yeah, Raegan can solo this. And if you have Ayaka's card, throw that on Fry and Elena. I'm sure that'd be, more damage than what Fravia did there. May just I'm gonna go back, re-gear Elena a little better, re-gear Fry a little better, and just do this again. I'll just I'll tack that on to the end of this video, so I'll be back in a sec. Alright, we are back just to see what Ayaka's card can do in this fight. So Fravia geared, put a little better gear on her. I guess this isn't really apples to apples, but she's max on everything except Dragon. She's 50 short. And she's got Ayaka's card. Elena, base form. She's got Ayaka's card, but gearing her for 4 different killers is kind of a pain, so she's pretty short on all of those. But there's her gearing. Everyone else is exactly the same as the video you just saw. So Freyja and Elena will chain Whipped Cream Garden, will SLB Raegan, Mirror of Equity, Axstar, and Shifted LB Celeste. So we'll just start the back row and send the front row right away. So 24 billion. Not terrible. So what's the breakdown on this? So, yeah. So, wonder why Raegan was that much lower that time. Maybe it was because I, started the chain a little earlier with him. But, yeah, still, it's pretty impressive. So, anyway, that's it. I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.